Kyle Brandt made one of the most ignorant comments I've seen on live TV in a long time. Just listen to this clip real quick.
Peter, I'm on the same note as you, and I would just say, if you're someone who said, oh, they get a lot of calls, fine. If you actually think that there is a conspiracy that is premeditated, you are a lobotomized engagement farming lemming moron. Like that, come on. If you only knew what you were saying and how ridiculous it is.
For context, the people on Good Morning Football were discussing how ignorant it is for the general population of NFL fans to believe that there is some sort of interference in these games from the league office or any bias involved in the officiating. And I will say, a couple of the points they made were actually pretty good and logical. I mean, they talked about how it's unfair to Mahomes, it's unfair to the Chiefs, and with that, I totally agree. They are trying to make these calls. I mean, it's the refs, it's the league office, it's not the Chiefs. So to see their legacy tarnished and hurt a little bit in the eyes of the general NFL fan kind of stinks for them, and there's not really a lot they can do about it. So what Kyle Brandt is essentially expecting us to do is watch these games, see all kinds of rigged and clearly incorrect calls in favor of Kansas City pretty much every single time, make no conclusion about it, and just think, you know what, maybe it's just because they're a good team, and maybe the refs are just making the right calls. Even though it's been proven multiple times statistically, that is not the case, and that there is some calls in favor of Kansas City that we can pretty much conclude another team is getting. I find this pretty insulting and kind of an ignorant comment, especially when you look back at some of the calls and you can see clearly that there is some sort of interference. I'm not going to go through a list of every single call that's been a disaster. This was a couple weeks ago. Two Texans players hit each other, flag for Mahomes because he's near the plane. Here's another thing. Here we can clearly see that Josh Allen gets the first down. All he has to do is break the plane. Of course, they reviewed it and didn't give it to him. This comment is also pretty stupid from a business perspective. I mean, the NFL puts on Good Morning Football and funds it, and most people watching it are not Chiefs fans. And if they all generally believe this, why would you attack their intelligence like that? Just flat out stupid on his part. And to be clear, I'm not putting on my tinfoil hat and just saying, wow, this game didn't go the way I want. I don't like the Chiefs. It's probably rigged. No. I'm looking at some very clear and obvious factors that point to one conclusion. I think the most obvious one is that it makes sense from the NFL's perspective. I mean, you have the biggest female pop star bringing in a whole new audience to the games of the Chiefs. Secondly, the league is looking for identity post Tom Brady. I mean, they don't have Tom Brady anymore. Who's going to be the new face of the league? It's Mahomes. It's the new Chiefs dynasty. It makes sense from a business perspective. I get it. And if you want to watch a good NFL talk show, Good Morning Football is not it. It's just a consistent, weird, it feels forced, like a corporate thing. It's put on by the NFL. If you want to watch a good talk show, go to YouTube. They have much better creators that are going to do that for you. To conclude, yes, the Chiefs are an amazing team. Yes, Patrick Mahomes will be one of the best QBs of all time. But the average NFL fan is not a lobotomized moron for simply thinking that maybe there is some sort of collusion in these games.